Hello, everyone. Welcome to Crypto Science 100, an introduction to cryptocurrencies. My name is Jeremy Knotts, and I'll be your instructor for this lesson. So I want to start off by covering a couple of topics that we're going to go over today. I'm going to start off with a brief introduction of myself. I'm going to, of course, give a financial disclaimer. I'm going to educate you on what is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins. How will the blockchain disrupt current industries? How can I get involved? Resources and keywords to know. So I am a software engineer by trade, so that's what got me into cryptocurrency. I am a huge tech head, and sad part about it is I didn't get on the bandwagon until about June of 2017. When I first heard about Bitcoin, it was back in 2012 through one of my close friends who is now on the West Coast, retired, quit his job, made a ton of money. I was a skeptic at the time. That was when a whole bunch of, scams and stuff was out there. And, Bitcoin wasn't even proven at that time. So I was like, why am I going to invest money in something that I don't even know if it's going to be around years later? Boy, was I wrong. So I'm glad that I got in. I was able to take my time, get burnt in the market, learn how to recover, and become profitable. So I have compiled this little tutorial to help you navigate the world of cryptocurrency and try to avoid some of the things that I messed up on. Learn from my mistakes. This thing isn't easy, so I'm going to try to give as much assistance as possible through the next couple of slides. So I'm going to start off with a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, and these are only my opinions based on my research. This presentation is intended for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes. I do not take any responsibility for any investments that you make based on my analysis. When you first start, you will lose money. Most cryptocurrency investors lose money in their first few investments until they educate themselves enough to make the right financial decisions. It is easy to make money in a trend. It's hard to keep it. I am a weatherman, not a crystal ball. I can only give recommendations based on indicators, but I do not know what the price of an investment will be tomorrow. So we're going to start off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the granddaddy of them all. It was the first cryptocurrency, and this was birthed after the crash in 2008 as an alternative to our current currency system. So I'm going to let this YouTube video from bitcoin.org give you an idea of what Bitcoin is and how it can benefit you.
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. Bitcoins are digital coins you can send through the internet. Compared to other alternatives, Bitcoins have a number of advantages. Bitcoins are transferred directly from person to person via the net, without going through a bank or clearinghouse. This means that the fees are much lower. You can use them in every country. Your account cannot be frozen, and there are no prerequisites or arbitrary limits. Let's look at how it works. Several currency exchanges exist where you can buy and sell Bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. Your Bitcoins are kept in your digital wallet on your computer or mobile device. Sending Bitcoins is as simple as sending an email, and you can purchase anything with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin network is secured by individuals called miners. Miners are rewarded newly generated Bitcoins for verifying transactions. After transactions are verified, they are recorded in a transparent public ledger. Bitcoin opens up a whole new platform for innovation. The software is completely open source, and anyone can review the code. Bitcoin is changing finance the same way the web changed publishing. When everyone has access to a global market, great ideas flourish. Bitcoins are a great way for businesses to minimize transaction fees. It doesn't cost anything to start accepting them, and it's easy to set up. There are no chargebacks, and you'll get additional business from the Bitcoin economy. For more information about Bitcoin, visit weusecoins.com.
All right, so now that we understand what Bitcoin is, let's talk about one of its partners in crime, which is Ethereum. Ethereum is a smart contracts platform that allows users to build applications on top of it, utilizing various technologies that we already know such as, Node.js and a whole host of other coding languages. So it's pretty easy to pick up. So this is number 2 on CoinMarketCap. So I want you guys to understand what Ethereum is.
How will the internet work in the future? It will use Ethereum. Ethereum is a planetary scale computer powered by blockchain technology. Applications built on Ethereum run exactly as programmed, without any possibility of downtime, censorship, or third-party interference. Ethereum is the secure backbone for everything from e-commerce to the Internet of Things, enabling transparent governance for communities and businesses while keeping user communication secure. Mix, the Ethereum IDE, makes it easy to develop, debug, and deploy your applications, while building UIs is done using your existing web development skills, tools, and favorite frameworks. Ethereum handles user authentication and secure payments for you, as well as messaging and even decentralized storage. And there's no need to sign up or pay for service to host your applications, as Ethereum is the world's first zero infrastructure platform, allowing your users to regain control over the management of their own funds and personal data. Join the many already developing on Ethereum.
All right, so now that we know what the 2 major players are, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum, there are other coins out there that you've probably heard of, and these things are called altcoins. So an altcoin is a digital cryptocurrency similar to Bitcoin. The term is said to stand for alternative to Bitcoin, and is used to describe any cryptocurrency that is not a Bitcoin. Altcoins are created by diverging from Bitcoin consensus rules, which are the fundamental rules of the cryptocurrency network, or by developing a new cryptocurrency from scratch. So now that we understand our cryptocurrencies, let's figure out how it's going to change our lives. These are 19 different industries that the blockchain will disrupt, and the list keeps growing.
The blockchain is one of the most promising new technologies for the future. So what is it? It's a distributed ledger technology that underlies cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and provides a way to record and transfer data that is transparent, safe, auditable, and resistant to outages. The blockchain has the ability to make the organizations that use it transparent, democratic, decentralized, efficient, and secure. The blockchain is likely to disrupt many industries in the coming 5 to 10 years. These are some of the industries it's already disrupting.
Number 1, banking and payments. Some people say that the blockchain will do to banking what the internet did to media. Blockchain technology can be used to give access to financial services to billions of people around the world, including those in third world countries who don't have access to traditional banking. Technologies like Bitcoin allow anyone to send money across borders almost instantly and with very low fees. Abra is a startup that is working on Bitcoin-based remittance services. And many banks like Barclays are also working on adopting blockchain technology to make their business operations faster, more efficient, and secure. Banks are also increasingly investing in blockchain projects and startups. IBM predicts that about 15% of banks will be using the blockchain by the end of 2017.
Number 2, cybersecurity. Although the blockchain ledger is public, the data is verified and encrypted using advanced cryptography. This way, the data is less prone to being hacked or changed without authorization. The blockchain eliminates the need for middlemen, making it more efficient than many legacy systems in cybersecurity.
Number 3, supply chain management. With blockchain technology, transactions can be documented in a permanent decentralized record and monitored securely and transparently. This can greatly reduce time delays and human mistakes. It can also be used to monitor costs, labor, and even waste and emissions at every point in the supply chain. This has serious implications for understanding and controlling the real environmental impact of products. The blockchain can also be used to verify the authenticity or fair trade status of products by tracking them from their origin. Some blockchain startups working in this sector are Provenance, Fluent, SkuChain, and BlockVerify.
Number 4, forecasting. Blockchain is set to change the entire approach to research, consulting, analysis, and forecasting. Online platforms like Augur are looking to create global decentralized prediction markets. These technologies can be used to place and monitor bets on anything from sports to stocks to elections in a decentralized way.
Number 5, networking and Internet of Things. Samsung and IBM are using blockchain technology for a new concept called Adept, which will create a centralized network of IoT devices. Operating like a public ledger for a large number of devices, it would eliminate the need for a central location to handle communications between them. The devices would be able to communicate to each other directly to update software, manage bugs, and monitor energy usage.
Number 6, insurance. The global insurance market is based on trust management. Blockchain is a new way of managing trust and can be used to verify many types of data in insurance contracts, like the insured person's identity. So-called oracles can be used to integrate real-world data with blockchain smart contracts. This technology is very useful for any types of insurance that relies on real-world data, for example, crop insurance. Eternity is one blockchain project that is building tools that are useful in the insurance industry.
Number 7, private transport and ride sharing. The blockchain can be used to create decentralized versions of peer-to-peer ride-sharing apps, allowing both car owners and users to arrange terms and conditions in a secure way without third-party providers. Startups working in this area include Arcade City and Lazuz. The use of built-in e-wallets can allow for car owners to automatically pay for parking, highway tolls, and electricity top-ups to their vehicle. UBS, ZF, and Innogy are some of the startups developing blockchain-based e-wallets.
Number 8, cloud storage. Data on a centralized server is inherently vulnerable to hacking, data loss, or human error. Using blockchain technology allows cloud storage to be more secure and robust against attacks. Storage is one example of a cloud storage network using blockchain technology.
Number 9, charity. Common complaints in the charity space include inefficiency and corruption, which prevent money from reaching those who are meant to have it. Using blockchain technology to track donations can let you be sure that your money is going to end up in the right hands. Bitcoin-based charities like BitGive Foundation use blockchain's secure and transparent distributed ledger to let donors see that the intended party has received the funds.
Number 10, voting. Probably one of the most important areas of society that blockchain will disrupt is voting. The 2016 US election is not the first time certain parties were accused of rigging election results. Blockchain technology can be used for voter registration and identity verification, and electronic vote counting to ensure that only legitimate votes are counted and no votes are changed or removed. Creating an immutable, publicly viewable ledger of recorded votes would be a massive step forward in making elections more fair and democratic. Democracy Earth and Follow My Vote are two startups aiming to disrupt democracy itself through creating blockchain-based online voting systems for governments.
Number 11, government. Government systems are often slow and opaque and prone to corruption. Implementing blockchain-based systems can significantly reduce bureaucracy and increase security, efficiency, and transparency of government operations. Dubai, for example, is aiming to put its government documents on the blockchain by 2020.
Number 12, public benefits. The public benefits system is another sector that suffers from slowness and bureaucracy. Blockchain technology can help assess, verify, and distribute welfare or unemployment benefits in a much more streamlined and secure way. GovCoin is a UK-based company that is helping the government to distribute public benefits using blockchain technology. The blockchain is also a good contender for implementing a basic income. Circles is a project working on developing a blockchain-based technology for implementing a universal basic income.
Number 13, healthcare. Another industry that relies on so many legacy systems and is ripe for disruption is healthcare. One of the challenges hospitals face is the lack of a secure platform to store and share data. They're also often victims of hacking because of outdated infrastructure. Blockchain technology can allow hospitals to safely store data like medical records and share it with the authorized professionals or patients. This will improve data security and can even help improve accuracy and speed of diagnosis. Gem and Tyrion are two startups that are working on disrupting the current healthcare data space.
Number 14, energy management. Energy management has been a highly centralized industry for a long time. Energy producers and users cannot buy it directly from each other and have to go through the public grid or trusted private intermediary. Transactive Grid is a startup using the Ethereum blockchain that allows customers to buy and sell energy directly from each other in a peer-to-peer way.
Number 15, online music. Several blockchain startups are coming up with ways for musicians to get paid directly from their fans without giving up large percentages of sales to platforms or record companies. Smart contracts can also be used to automatically solve licensing issues and better catalog songs with their respective creators. Mycelia and Ujo Music are two startups creating blockchain-based solutions in the music industry.
Number 16, retail. When you shop, you trust the retail system of the store or the marketplace. Decentralized blockchain-based retail utilities work differently. They connect buyers and sellers without a middleman and associated fees. Sorry, Amazon. In these cases, trust comes from smart contract systems, the security of exchanges, and built-in reputation management systems. Two startups disrupting the retail space are OpenBazaar and OB1.
Number 17, real estate. Some of the issues in buying and selling real estate are bureaucracy, lack of transparency, fraud, and mistakes in public records. Using blockchain technology can speed up transactions by reducing the need for paper-based record keeping. It can also help with tracking, verifying ownership, ensuring accuracy of documents, and transferring property deeds. Ubiquity is a blockchain-secured platform for real estate record keeping that is an alternative for legacy paper-based systems.
Number 18, crowdfunding. Crowdfunding has become a popular method of fundraising for new startups and projects in recent years. Crowdfunding platforms exist to create trust between project creators and supporters, but they also charge high fees. In blockchain-based crowdfunding, trust is created through smart contracts and online reputation systems, which removes the need for a middleman. New projects can raise funds by releasing their own tokens that represent value and can later be exchanged for products, services, or cash. Many blockchain projects have now raised millions of dollars through such token sales. Although it's still early days and the regulatory future of blockchain-based crowdfunding is uncertain, it's an area that holds a lot of promise.
Number 19, your industry. If your industry deals with data or transactions of any kind, it's likely a field that can be disrupted by blockchain technology. The space is wide open and the opportunities are many.
Did we miss anything? What are some other industries the blockchain is disrupting? Leave your comments below.
All right, so now that we understand what blockchain is, what cryptocurrencies are, and what their functions are, let's figure out how to get you involved. So we're going to talk about how to create a Coinbase account. I'll provide links which will give you $10 when you spend $100 and also help support this channel. I will then teach you how to create a Binance, Bittrex, KuCoin, or Poloniex account. Exchanges close registration to new users from time to time in order to keep their services from crashing. The ones listed are the ones I have used in the past and trust. I will then tell you how to make your first purchase of Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, or Ethereum so that you can go ahead and begin purchasing your cryptocurrency and starting your portfolio. I will teach you how to transfer your coins to the exchange and trade for your altcoins. And we'll also go a bit into offline storage and how to keep your cryptocurrency secure. One offline wallet that I use is Exodus.io. Other people use the Ledger S-Nano, which is pretty much a USB drive where you can store various ERC20 tokens, which are Ethereum-based tokens, to keep your cryptocurrencies offline and safe from hackers. So let's go ahead and get started with Coinbase. I got a little short tutorial here that I had borrowed from YouTube, and this guy will teach you how to set up your Coinbase account.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Crypto versus Cash. In this video, I'm going to walk you guys through how to get started with Coinbase, how to set up an account, how to buy and sell Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, or Bitcoin Cash, and also how to earn free Bitcoin when you sign up. So for those of you that don't know, Coinbase.com is the biggest digital exchange of cryptocurrencies in North America. They've serviced over 10 million customers. They're available in 32 countries, and they've exchanged over $50 billion in cryptocurrencies, which is huge. So it's really, really simple to sign up with them. It's probably the quickest process of any exchange that I've currently used. It's usually within a couple of hours. It's always same day. Basically, just use the link in the description, and you'll get redirected to this page.
And if you sign up using that link, you'll get $10 worth of free Bitcoin once you sign up here and get started buying and selling crypto. So once you set up your account, it's really, really quick. You just enter your name, your email, and your password, and then you'll get an email, and you'll have to send them a picture of your identification, like a driver's license or passport. But once you've done that, it'll be verified. My account was actually verified in like 35 minutes, but this was around a year ago, so I'm really not sure how it is now. It's probably still pretty quick. But anyways, this is the dashboard here. Right here, you can see the current price of Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, or Litecoin. They're also going to be adding more cryptocurrencies in the coming months, but they haven't announced which ones yet. So then the next step would be to go to the buy tabs. So I mean, obviously, if you're new in cryptocurrencies, don't get excited and buy on a high. Buy at a good time, like monitor the price. And be very careful because you can definitely lose money in this space. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but I definitely want everybody to protect their investment. So do your due diligence and please do your research. But anyways, this is the buy and sell tab. So this is where you can actually go ahead and buy and sell cryptocurrencies. So you can use a credit card. As you can see, I have my credit card right here. With a credit card, you have a weekly card limit. You can also do bank deposits or bank transfers. Like with your debit card. If you use a debit card, it's like same day deposits. But if you do like a bank transfer, I believe it takes like 3 to 5 business days. So anyways, all you do is you just pick the payment method. So I have like my credit card here. You pick the cryptocurrency that you want to buy, and you just enter how much you want to purchase, and then you just go ahead and buy it. I'm actually not going to buy Litecoin right now because it's a little bit high currently for my taste. It started the day at 240. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to buy it a $45 high. That would just be silly. But that being said, Litecoin's a really good coin, guys. If you aren't in Litecoin or you don't know much about it, I would definitely recommend going to litecoin.org and reading their roadmap, because it is super exciting what they're doing, and I don't think enough people are really talking about it or catching on to it yet. So yeah, just a little tidbit of info there. So anyways, guys, that's basically how you use it. The only other tabs here we have is the account tab. So this is going to display how much Bitcoin or Litecoin you have. It's going to also tell you like what you've done. So as you can see, I've transferred some Bitcoin to my GDAX, bought Bitcoin, sent Bitcoin. But anyways, that's basically it. I mean, you can use this right here. Like this gives you like your Bitcoin addresses. So if you want to like send Bitcoin to your Coinbase account, you can do that. But yeah, that's basically it. The only other feature that I'll mention is that you can set up recurring transactions, which are kind of cool, but they can be a little bit risky if you're not careful of the price. So you can set up like recurring buys. So let's say I was to go buy Max, I could like repeat this bi-weekly if I wanted to, or monthly or whatever. But personally, I would just recommend logging in yourself and just making the purchases yourself, because you're probably going to get in at a better price that way. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to use the link in the description if you do get started with Coinbase. As I said before, it's going to get you $10 worth of free Bitcoin when you sign up. So that's a really nice little bonus to get started in crypto. But other than that, guys, please do me a favor and like the video. And if you have any questions at all about Coinbase, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer them. But other than that, guys, subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you in the next video.
All right, so now that we have our Coinbase account set up, so how can we get involved with the exchanges? Like what can we do to transfer our Bitcoin over to our Binance account so that we can begin altcoin trading? So we're gonna use this comprehensive tutorial to walk you step by step on getting your funds transferred over to Binance.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Alistair James, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you a comprehensive look at the Binance exchange. Okay, so what this video is going to have is a complete run through on how to register your account and optimize that all important account security. I'm going to give you a tour of the Binance dashboard and some of the tools you can use. I'm going to show you how you can deposit money over onto the Binance exchange, how to save on transaction fees, which in my opinion is really one of the best parts of the Binance exchange, using their own token, which is the BNB token. And then I'm going to teach you how you can trade, which is buy and sell altcoins. and then how to withdraw those profits, hopefully having profits, back out of Binance onto another platform, and then you can take it onto your bank account and enjoy those profits. Okay, so the first step though is of course registering an account. So navigate your way to the Binance website. I have included a link below. You can use that. It doesn't cost you anything at all to use that link, and you will be supporting my channel. And of course, I'd really, really appreciate it. Okay, so from here, you're going to head up here, hit that register button, fill in the standard information you'd usually put in. You're then going to receive an email asking to verify your address from Binance. It's going to look something like this. Go ahead and verify that email address and log into your account. When you log in, you're going to see some sort of message like this on your dashboard asking you, they recommend turning on two-factor authentication. So what this is doing is it's adding an extra layer of security to your account, and I highly recommend putting this type of security onto your account. It's really simple to use as well. So all you need to do is navigate your way to an app store that you use. I've got iTunes in this example, and find the Google Authenticator app. What that app is going to do is generate a code which only lasts for 30 seconds that you're going to input after you enter your login details to the Binance exchange. All right, so once you've set up that Google Authenticator, in the process rather of while you are setting up that Google Authenticator, you're going to get a really important thing that you need to write down or print, basically keep somewhere that's really safe that you can access, that you're going to have access to. Okay, so this is your backup secret key basically to the Google Authenticator app. It's going to be a code that you're going to write down. The reason why this is so important for you to write down is that in the event that your phone that has your Google Authenticator app on it is lost, if it's stolen, if it dies, you need a way that you can access that Google Authenticator app again. Okay, so this code is going to be the way that you can gain access to that again. All right, so write that down somewhere safe, enter in your login password and enter in the code that the app is going to generate for you, and then enable 2FA. That's basically all it takes to optimize your account settings on the Binance exchange. Okay, so once you're logged on, what do we have up next? So just a quick tour of the dashboard and the tools that you can use with the Binance exchange. So a little bit of news is going to be always displayed at the top of the page. You're going to see what coins are currently being traded at. And then you're going to see a huge list of different altcoins with different pairings. So here we're seeing the Bitcoin pairings to a whole bunch of different altcoins. So we can see the prices of, here we've got XRP or Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, the list goes on. So there's heaps that you can trade in and out of Bitcoin with. We've also got Ethereum markets. So there's quite a few that are listed here as two. I think there's quite a similar amount to the Bitcoin pairing, but I think Bitcoin might have a little bit more. We've got the BNB market. So that's using the Binance's own token, BNB token. And there's a bit less on that side. And then finally, the US dollar tether markets, which is another option. All right. One of the other really cool things that you can do here is actually, if there's a coin that you like and you want to keep track of, you can actually favorite it. There's a nice little tool and feature on the Binance exchange. So you simply just hit that star button. So let's favorite a couple. So we'll favorite Ripple. I like Ripple. I like IOTA. Neo is cool. And Cardano is awesome. So we're going to favorite those. And then what you can do is just hit this favorites tab here and you can see what your favorite tokens are being currently traded at. Okay, so that's basically our homepage. One of the other things you need to be aware of is where you can change some of the things in your account settings. So you're going to keep this little image up here. It's going to take you into your account settings. And this is where you can do things such as change your password. You can create an API private key if you want to set that up. You can enable SMS authentication or Google authentication if you choose as well, which I would recommend. Okay, so just want to show you some of these other little tabs from the dashboard. So over here, first up we have funds. So this is deposits and withdrawals is basically where you can deposit money into the exchange or withdraw it back out. And history is where you can view the history of the deposits and withdrawals that have taken place. Orders, here you can view any orders that you have currently open, the history of those orders and the history of your trades. You can join us, which is actually where they promote career opportunities with Binance. We've got a support tab here should you need any technical support. News, this one's actually pretty cool. So this is another nice thing about Binance is that they are always coming out with new coins, and they keep you updated on what's happening with the exchange, which is just cool to see. Launchpad and Labs, so this is where Binance is giving support to new up-and-coming blockchain companies or startups. And then the exchange, so the all-important exchange. So we've got two options here, basic or advanced. Now, I would just go with basic. Both options are going to give you the exact same results as if you use them. So just start with the basic version for the moment, all right? So up here, again, we have a little bit of a news tab. On the left-hand side down here, we have all our sells and our buys, and then our current price right now. In the middle, we have our chart with a few indicators. So they've given us the MACD, the volume, and some moving averages. If you want a little bit more information on how those technical indicators work, check out one of my other videos or give it a YouTube search. We can do things such as change the time frame on these candles, which are these bars you see up and down here. So green obviously indicating that the bulls had won sort of that time frame and the price went up, and the red indicating that the bears won and the price went down in that time frame. So at the moment I'm on 30-minute candles. I can change them to these options here. I can change them to some hour options. So look at the hour candles. Here we're actually looking at the Binance coin. If you want to look at daily candles, we can do that, or even weekly candles. All right, if I want to change the coin that I'm looking at, I can come over to here and see all the different coins under the Bitcoin pairing. Similarly, I could look at the Ethereum pairing, so the coins that you can trade in and out using out of using Ethereum. I've also got a favorites tab over here from those ones that I favorited earlier, and simply just click on it and it will bring up the chart for that one. Okay, so down the bottom here, this is where we're actually going to be executing our buy and sell orders for the coin that you'd like to buy or sell. So if I wanted to buy some ADA right now, this is where I'd do it. So you've got a couple options here. I can do a limit order, which is where I decide or I say what price I want to buy or sell at. Market price, which is simply buying at whatever the current market price is going to be. And then stop limit order. So this is going to mean, this is going to allow you to basically set a trigger. So when the price gets to that certain trigger, it's going to execute and put your order into the market to hopefully be fulfilled. All right, but a stop loss, going through what a stop loss order is and how to place one is beyond the scope of this video. I'll be covering it in a later video. Okay, so let's see what else we need to do. So option number 3 here, how to deposit money into the Binance exchange. So to get some money over onto the exchange, I'm just going to demonstrate that process for you using my Coinbase account. And I'm going to transfer some Bitcoin over there. So Coinbase basically gives you your entry point into the cryptocurrency world and allows you to buy that very first cryptocurrency. So the options that Coinbase is going to give you is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, or Litecoin. So in order to transfer money over to Binance, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back over to Binance. I'm going to head to Funds, Deposits and Withdrawals. And here I'm going to locate my Bitcoin withdrawal or deposit address. So we'll find Bitcoin right here. And if we go over here, we can see deposit or withdrawal. So what I need to do is I need to deposit Bitcoin over here. So I'm going to hit deposit. And what we have here is our BTC deposit address. Okay, I'm going to copy that address. So that's copied. I can also just highlight that, Control C, the usual type of thing. But once that's copied, I'm head back over to Coinbase, hit my accounts. You can see my Bitcoin wallet and my wallet balance here. And I'm going to send Bitcoin somewhere. So first step is just entering in the address. I'm just going to paste the address that I just got from over here, over on Binance. So this is the deposit address. I'm just going to double check that. What I like to do is just look at the first and the last couple of digits on each end. So we've got one. You can see what it is there. 104 W1H. Yep, so that is all fine. And we're going to choose how much we want to send. So I might send $500 worth of Bitcoin over there today. All right, so that is essentially this screen filled. We've got our wallet address. We've got the place where it's coming from. So it's coming from my Bitcoin wallet. How much we're sending. I can send a message in there if I wanted to, but that's not necessary. All I'm going to do from here is hit continue. And this is an extra layer of security that I have set up on Coinbase. It's also using the Google Authenticator app, which we would have set up also on Binance. So I'm just going to be entering in that same Google Authenticator 6-digit code and hitting send to confirm that transaction. Okay, so it's just been a little while since I've transferred that money from Coinbase over to Binance. So looking at the Binance dashboard, I'm going to hit funds and then deposits and withdrawals. So this is where I should now see that I have an available balance in Bitcoin. Okay, and sure enough, so Bitcoin's going to show up first now since I have a position in it, and I can see that this is how much I have in my balance, and I can also see the whole balance of my entire portfolio over here on Binance. So at the moment it's 388.39 equivalent in US dollars, so it's pretty much spot on to the amount that I transferred. So basically, this is another little trick. I can hit this checkbox right here, and that's going to hide all the other tokens, so I can just focus on the coins that actually have a positioning. So here's my Bitcoin. What I can do now is actually go ahead and start trading with it. I can buy other cryptocurrencies that I didn't have the ability to buy before, just using something like a Coinbase account, which of course only allows you to trade or purchase Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. So let's go ahead and jump on into the exchange and actually purchase a cryptocurrency, or an altcoin cryptocurrency, to be more specific. All right, so what I would like to buy first is actually a BNB token, so a Binance coin. This is going to enable me to take advantage of saving 50% off the transaction fees. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to choose my BTC pairings because I'm using Bitcoin to pay for my cryptocurrency, or to exchange into another cryptocurrency might be a better way to put it. So here I can search BNB. There it is. It's going to bring it up over here. I can see I'm looking at the BNB chart. I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to choose how I would like to buy it. So do I want to do a limit order and pay for it at what I think is perhaps a better price? You know, I might decide, I think the price is going to go a little bit lower, perhaps down to here, so I might put in that number. Or I can just use the current market price, which is just going to allow me to buy it straight away. So for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to purchase it at the market price, and I'm just going to buy one. Other options that I have is that I could choose to select a percentage of my Bitcoin to spend. So if I want to spend all my Bitcoin, it's going to cause me to purchase 42 BNB coins. I can do 75%, 50%, or 25%. But I'm just wanting to purchase one today because I think that that's going to be more than enough to cover a few transaction fees. All right, so we've got one here. We're just going to be buying at market price. So I'm just going to select buy BNB. So now I've just purchased that BNB. I can actually come up into orders and order history, and it should show that I've actually purchased some BNB. Okay, so here it is. Yes, I bought BNB using Bitcoin. I've paid a market price, and I've bought one of those. So I now have one BNB in my account. I'm an owner of a BNB token, and that has been filled. Okay, so I can also look at my deposits and withdrawals over here. And just give that a moment. I should also see that I have some BNB. So I've got Binance tokens, so I've got an available balance here. And so that, basically if you were to subtract 0.0005 from 1, you would end up with this figure here, 0.9995000. Okay, so that's why it's not showing 1 there. So it's subtracted a very, very, very tiny transaction fee. So even just buying that one BNB token, you can see how long and how many trades I'm going to be able to make. So now the next thing I wanted to show you guys was So we've covered all this, how to save the transaction fees, little run through of the BNB token. So now I want to show you how to trade altcoins. So from the dashboard, heading over to Exchange, we can choose whether we want to look at the basic or the advanced view. Again, both of them do the exact same thing. It just depends on what you like the look of more, I guess. So this is what the advanced one looks like. Essentially all the same information. We've got a chart. We can change our indicators on that chart using the indicator button. Any tools that we'd like to use. Our chart time frame, so 1 week charts, 1 day charts, looking at different hour charts, minute charts. It's all right here for you. We can see any orders we've got open, our order history, trade history, and the amount of funds that we've got available. So I can see I've got some my BNB and my Bitcoin here. Over here we've got the sell orders that are going through, as well as the buys, and as well as the current market price. In this case, we're looking at ADA to Bitcoin pairing. I can change that by simply choosing another coin that I've got here. Look at the Bitcoin pairings, Ethereum pairings, BNB and US dollar Tether, as well as my favorites. So for them, I can switch between them as well quite easily, simply by tapping which coin I'd like. So we're going to do ADA. Another cool little feature for you to note is that you can always see the 24-hour high and the 24-hour low displayed by these two little arrows. You can also see those figures up the top here, so as well as the volume percent change recently as well. So let's go ahead and buy some ADA. So basically you're going to choose the cryptocurrency that you'd like to buy. In this case, I'm going to be buying ADA for you today and showing you how it's done. I can choose a limit order if I like, market order, or a stop order. I'm just going to do a market order simply for the purposes of the video. Go out there and figure out exactly what kind of strategy you want to use before you start trading. Okay, so we're going to go market price, and I'm going to use 50% of my Bitcoin to buy ADA. So I'm going to be buying 450 ADA today. And I'm just going to be paying for it straight up at market price. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit the buy button. We've got the succeed notification, so that has been successful. What we should see here is order history. So we've now got ADA has been bought rather, and the status is that it has been filled. So I now have ADA. What I can do from here is head back to Binance. I can check my balances now. It's just another way that I can look at the balances. I can look at them from that side too. But if I go to my funds, you can now see over here once it loads that I've got Cardano has come up here, and I've got 450 of them. Also check this box and I can just see everything that I've got a balance in. Okay. Very good. So there's my Cardano, my Binance, and my Bitcoin. You can see my Binance coin balance has gone down just a little bit more as that transaction fee has been paid for my ADA trade. So now what I want to do is go ahead and teach you how to sell it. So hopefully you'll be selling at a profit. So the idea is, of course, that you buy a cryptocurrency that you think is going to increase in value, and then you sell it for a profit. So let's go back to the exchange. This time we'll just go into the basic one. And again, it's all going to be the same information as the advanced exchange. It's just things have moved around a little bit differently. It can look a bit scary seeing so much information, but once you understand it all, it's super, super simple. So here's where Cardano is right now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, scroll down, and this time we're going to be using this one on the right. So we're going to sell it. And again, for the purposes of the video, I'm just going to be selling this at market price, and I'm going to be selling all my Cardano. So let's just sell all of it. So I can hit 100% if I want to, or 450, because I know that my balance here is 450. And I'm going to hit sell. Success. So that's gone through. I can head back over here and see my balances now. So here we have, I'm hiding all my small assets. So Bitcoin's the only large enough asset in my portfolio to actually be shown here now. But you can see, I can see my BNB still is here, and again that's reduced a little bit more as it's paid for transaction fees. I can look at my order history over here in orders, and I can see that I have bought Cardano here, you know, at 1:50 my local time, and then I sold it quite soon afterwards. And I sold it at market price, which was actually just slightly more. So that's good. The total BTC that I got from it was I was actually at a loss by such an insignificant number though here. So we can see it's just this one digit, so only one different. So that would just be those transaction fees that caused that to be at a loss. Otherwise it would have been at a gain. But again, it's so small, it's basically insignificant. What I can also do is just check the total value of my portfolio again after that. And the estimated value of my portfolio is now at 389.16. So let's just look at that in my native currency, just because it's easy to see what I started with and now what I have. So let's go 389. So there's the value in US dollars to Australian dollars. So yeah, since I've essentially deposited my Bitcoin over from Coinbase into Binance, and basically just the same amount that I started with. So where are we up to on our little list? So that's how to trade altcoins using Binance. And now what you want to do is withdraw your profits back out of Binance once you have some. Okay, so when I'm withdrawing cryptocurrencies back out of Binance, I want to send them to a wallet that has the very same, that's exactly the same wallet type as the currency that I'm trying to sell for. So what I'd recommend, or one way to do it, is to, of course, send your funds back to an account such as Coinbase. There are other options that actually can be linked to your bank account. One that's popular here in Australia is CoinJar. But you'd have to do your research and find out exactly what exchange is going to be able to deposit a cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin or Ethereum and convert it back into your fiat currency into your bank account. So I'm just going to demonstrate this process using Coinbase for the purposes of this video. So I'm going to be in my deposits and withdrawals section, and what you should do, or what you would need to do, is convert into a cryptocurrency that you have a wallet address for on Coinbase. So these are the options of cryptocurrencies we've got. So what you would do is, if you own a cryptocurrency such as Cardano, you sell it back for Bitcoin using the Bitcoin Cardano pairing that you would have over in the exchange, and then you'd have an increase in your wallet, your Bitcoin wallet balance. So in order to withdraw the money, you're going to withdraw and you're going to choose the address that you want to send that to. So over on Coinbase, I'm going to go ahead and go to accounts. Now I'm going to choose my Bitcoin wallet. If it was Ethereum that I had that I wanted to sell, I could use my Ethereum wallet address. But right here, I'm just going to hit receive. So what this is going to do is it's going to give this warning, which is quite important to read, that only send Bitcoin to this address. That is absolutely important. If you sent another currency to your Bitcoin wallet, it would just get completely lost and you wouldn't be able to retrieve it. So what you're going to do, this is your Bitcoin wallet address to receive on Coinbase. You're going to copy that, or I can highlight it all and copy, Control-C. Head back over to Binance. So I'm in that withdrawal section on Bitcoin. Paste that in there. Again, I would highly recommend just checking that that's exactly the same, just by checking those first and last figures right on the end of each side of that address. So just checking that for my own eyes. Oops. Yeah. Cool, so that's all good. I would choose how much I want to send, so I can choose max, or I can choose a portion of it, and then I would hit submit, okay? That is all I would need to do, and then that money would come back over here onto Coinbase. From there, I could go to this buy and sell feature, and I could sell my my Bitcoin right here into my bank account if that option is available to me. Right now here in Australia, it isn't, but I am aware that it is available in countries such as the United States. So essentially, that would be how you would actually withdraw your profits out of Binance onto another exchange where you can, take some of your profits off the table and enjoy them to spend on whatever else you like. And that's really a run through of the Binance exchange. So guys, I really hope you found the video useful. I hope I haven't rambled on too much. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them below in the comments. I'll get straight back to you as soon as I can. Again, if you want to sign up to Binance, there is a referral link down in the description. If you use that link, you are helping support the channel, and I'd highly appreciate it if you used it. Of course, you are not obliged to use it whatsoever. So that's the video for today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button. Also, really appreciate it if you could subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see when I release my next video. Again, hope you found it all really useful, and I'll see you in the next video.
All right, so now that we understand how to get involved, get our Bitcoins transferred over to Binance, figure out how to withdraw it back to Coinbase, be able to sell it, let's talk a little bit about, how to identify patterns and key buying opportunities and selling opportunities. So we're going to go ahead and go into market trend analysis. We're going to talk about the bull versus the bear. I'm going to go over some old Japanese candlesticks for trading. And then we're going to also talk about strong hands versus weak hands, those that panic sell versus those that are patient and can hold the line until that price comes back up. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the bull versus the bear. So if you really think about how these animals are and how they behave out in the wild, a bull always charges with its head going up. So a bull market, or a bullish one, is one which is making higher highs and higher lows. So in the previous video, you saw ADA, it was on an increase. And so anytime you have that uptrend pattern, we call that a bullish pattern, which means that people are buying into it and collecting coins. And this is based off of supply and demand, so the price is going up. And in a bear market, it's the opposite. Bears swipe down. So in a bear market, it's when currency is making lower highs and lower lows, i.e. it's going down. Here's a little cheat sheet to help you out with those charts that he had posted. So inside of the Cardano ADA coin, we saw these bullish patterns right here. So I'll let you go and research these on your own. But what we were seeing was that, the price was increasing because people were buying in, no one was selling, they were holding. Once it gets to a point, then they're going to click over to this red candlestick and you're going to see that price fall. That means people are taking profits. That doesn't mean that the bubble is bursting or anything. It's going to take some work for us to bust the bubble. But the key thing to be successful in this market is to identify trends and patterns that are going to help you be successful, to help you understand how to buy at the lows and sell at the highs. Never buy at the tip, always buy the dip. So the red candlestick is always the sell orders and with the sell orders, people are taking profits, moving it over to other coins so that they can take a good position there. The green candlesticks, or in this case, the white candlesticks, indicate that people are buying. So I always take a look at the open and the close of the candlesticks and to see exactly what kind of pattern is it forming. Is it a bull pattern or is it a bear pattern? If it's a bear pattern, then I know that I need to start taking profits and moving those profits into Bitcoin or another altcoin. If it's a bull pattern, I'm just going to hold my position and let that ride. So next, we have just a couple of patterns that you can follow. And if you look at a chart, you can see that everything happens in these kind of waves. And on my platform, we go into these things in depth. But what I like to see are these bullish patterns, bullish rectangles, bullish pennants. That means we're about to break out into newer highs. These entry points are, if you identify the pattern, you're able to figure out where is a good point. Like if it's going to break out, this is where you're going to want to buy your position. And at the target, that's where you're going to want to sell. Alternatively, if the pattern ends up breaking or failing, then you're going to want to set your stop losses. We'll go into that in detail in crypto science, where you're able to automatically sell your position before it drops to lower lows. So you can see like this bearish rectangle. You know, you can see entry point, target. If it goes the other way, stop loss. Same thing with bullish pennants. You know, stop loss, entry point, target. So I'll go into detail for those that decide to continue on and learn some advanced techniques on how to become a very profitable trader. So now we got to figure out, how can I educate myself and do my own research so that I can go on, make these educated decisions, and put myself in a profitable position. So listed, I have 4 different sites that I use religiously. So first is CoinMarketCap. We'll go into detail about that soon. TradingView.com, that's where I see all my forecasts. YouTube, this is how I figure out what kind of coins are popping. What are some outlooks, some predictions that other analysts are showing. And then Google. If I don't know the answer, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to Google that. So we're going to go ahead and start off with CoinMarketCap. So this is the main screen of CoinMarketCap. And basically what it does, it lists all the currencies ranked from first place all the way to infinity. So the ones at the top are the ones with the higher market caps. So the market cap is how much money is invested in this currency. So with Bitcoin right now, we have 212 billion, Ethereum 109 billion, Ripple 59 billion. This thing went on a tear lately. That's the reason why it just went from rank 15 all the way up to 3. And then as you can see where Cardano ADA is, 17 billion. So this price right here, it is driven basically by supply and demand. So with Bitcoin, there will only be like 21 million ever created. And the only way to create more Bitcoin is by becoming a miner and processing those transaction fees. What I don't recommend Bitcoin mining, for the simple fact that there are guys out there that are paying $20K just to buy a rig, just to mine out, you know, a small profit per day. And for somebody that's just starting off into this investment world, I wouldn't even worry about mining. I'll go into that on my platform, where how to set up mining, how to become profitable, what coins out there are mineable, and which ones you should actually target. So with circulating supply, we have right now 16.8 million Bitcoin in circulation with a volume of 11.7 billion. This volume means how much money is flowing in and out of Bitcoin. And you can see a visualization of that market volume and price action via these charts over here. So I utilize this religiously. It's really the first thing, you know, that I check when I wake up in the morning. I see what the current market conditions are, how coins are performing in the last 24 hours. You know, sometimes this is green, sometimes it's bloody red, but hey, the market fluctuates on a day-to-day basis. This market doesn't sleep like Wall Street. So 9 to 5, this is 24/7. So when we go to bed, the Asians are trading, Koreans are trading. When we wake up, they're asleep. We're trading. We're getting things going. So always be mindful that this doesn't sleep. So always keep an eye on CoinMarketCap to see the current conditions of your coin. Next is the coin summary. So back here on the main screen, you see that all of these are links, right? So you can click on a coin. Like right now, we would click on NEO, and CoinMarketCap would take us to like this overall summary of the state of NEO. It tells us about the current price, how it's performed against the US dollar, how it's performed against BTC. So these two numbers never correlate, for the simple fact that, that Bitcoin will perform differently against the US dollar compared to how an altcoin will perform against Bitcoin. So right now, NEO has gone down 2.75% against Bitcoin, but against the US dollar, it has increased by 3.56%. And that's because on the previous tab, we see that Bitcoin increased by 6.4% against the US dollar. So here you have the market cap, which lets you know how much money is invested into this cryptocurrency. Right now, it's $9.5 billion, or 757,575 Bitcoin. we can see the 24-hour volume. That means $501 million has flowed in. And we can also see the circulating supply of NEO. They have 65 million NEO tokens that are up for grabs, and that's what drives this price right here, that supply and demand that I was telling you about earlier. And here are the total supply, 100 million. So there's a difference between total supply and circulating supply. So total supply is the amount of NEO that will ever be out there. Typically, the total supply are held in escrow accounts or things of that sort in order to later on pay off investors that came in the early days or pay off the founders, whatever. And they can't trade these coins until after a certain time period. Just like how when a company goes IPO, which is initial purchase offering on the NASDAQ, they can't trade for a year or 2 years, whatever is defined by their IPO regulations. Over here, this is where you can do your own research. You can go to the website of NEO. You can see what NEO is all about, read their white paper. I highly recommend before you invest in anything, any currency, always read this white paper. That helps you from getting caught up in a scam or a coin that doesn't have a viable roadmap, one that could easily fail, and you can easily lose money by not doing your research. Announcement, this lets you know like what is the latest news being released from the NEO Foundation. Here are the Explorer tabs. The Explorer tabs lets you see the blockchain itself, so you can see that how transactions are flowing against their blockchain. And then the last one is the source code. So source code, this is my gravy because I'm a software engineer, and to me, I don't care about hype. I don't care about announcements. I care about what's getting done. How are you advancing this platform? What kind of code are you committing against this repository to improve this code? Are you fixing bugs? Are you about to release a new edition, a new version of this coin? I need to know. So I always dive into that GitHub and take a look. Down here, we have various tabs we're going to get into. So one is the charts, which lets you know how the coin is performing overall. The next one is the markets. So which exchanges is this currency currently being traded on? The social tab. The social tab allows you to see what people on Twitter or the Reddit forums or, 14D chain, what people are talking about this coin. This helps you get ahead of the FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There's an issue, you're able to realize up front, make your decision on whether you need to buy, sell, or hold, and make great financial decisions off of that. These tools, I rarely use this tools tab. I won't go into that. And then historical data, I always look at the past to forecast what the future is going to hold. So the first tab, charts, you can see the history of NEO from all the way back when it was rebranded from Ant Shares and all the way to how it's performing today in January. So you can see that over time, it was pretty stagnant. In July, that's when it had this little push to start development. People started to buy into it. September, they went into a rebrand, shot this thing through the roof. Then you saw that investors started to take profit over the course of September and went into a bearish pattern. Remember what I was telling you about the bull versus the bear. Bullish pattern, bearish pattern. And then you can see that there was a trend reversal here. The trend reversal went back into a bullish pattern, which means it was going up. People were starting to make money again. And then here, they were taking profits. And then at this point here, you have trading bots that, are just trying to increase its owner's position, get more NEO coins by placing buy and sell orders at different positions. And then here, you can see that there was some amazing news released. We're going to start building applications on top of NEO. We're going to start doing ICOs. It shot the price through the roof from $40 all the way up to this $194. And then it came back down because everything that goes up must come back down. And we'll get into Fibonacci retracements, Elliott waves. We're going to get into all that technical analysis on the platform. So make sure that you subscribe so that you can start identifying these different patterns and be able to make the most profit as possible. Next, we're going to talk about the markets tab. Remember how I was telling you about the where these coins are being traded, what pairs, like in that Binance tutorial, he was telling you about how you can trade in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Binance tokens. So here you can see these are the top exchanges right now that NEO is being traded on. I ignore Upbit because that's trading in the Korean exchanges. Americans can't trade in, Upbit or BitHum, things like that. Korean won doesn't perform well against the dollar, so they trade at a premium. That's the reason why you see their price is at 172, whereas the rest of the exchanges, are within, $1, $2, maybe $5 based off of volume. Well, there we go, Upbit again. So you get the gist. And then you can go over here and you can see how has the volume changed over the course of time. This is typically 24 hours. So you can see that volume increased in Korea with trading NEO by 32.47%. That means the Koreans are buying in. They're loving it. Over here in Binance, you can see that we had a spike over here in the rest of the world with 13.7% increased activity. And then you can see how the other exchanges and pairs have performed against with the volume or whatever. And then this updated column means that they went out, they fetched the data from that exchange and updated it. It's rare that you'll see like a 5-day, 6-day window, which means it's just stale data. Most of the time, this is up to date. So, you can pretty much trust this data. Next, we're going to talk about the social aspect of CoinMarketCap. Like I was telling you, it lists the Twitter, which ties into the main Twitter account of that currency. So you can see tweets by Neo Blockchain. You can see the various news. A new wallet has been released by City of Zion. You can add any of the Neo tokens to your wallet. That was good news. Then it goes down here and it talks about they recently had a developer convention. It says thanks to all of our sponsors, partners, and give them their little praises. So that probably spiked the price a little bit because when you have these developer conferences, that means geniuses from around the world, different developers, engineers, architects are coming to their conference, learning about NEO, how they can further enhance their applications and platforms leveraging NEO. So what does that do? It spikes the price because now NEO is more valuable. Over here, you can see NEO's Reddit forums. So what are the common people talking about with Reddit? So you can see that there was some daily discussion around the 21st. People are saying NEO was flourishing in 2018, Canada's top crypto news site. You can see KuCoin goes and recommends the use of NEO for withdrawals, probably because of the transaction times and the price of the exchange fees or whatever. So this is something that I tie into. I actually created a Twitter account just to follow all of the coins that I'm invested in so that I can get this news in real time without having to go to CoinMarketCap to identify what's new and what's great. So next, we're going to talk about TradingView. TradingView is like, how should I say, when you watch the news in the morning, weatherman comes up with the forecast, we got a 66% chance of snow. So, he has a 66% of being right, 34% chance of being wrong. So with TradingView, it allows you to chart out based off of historical patterns of the coin, predictions of where you see this coin being. So like, this is one person saying, man, he was talking about, SVG has a long-term opportunity where, as you can see down here with the date, in February, we're looking to hit these various targets. A lot of people think that cryptocurrency, you're going to come in here and you're going to be able to flip, make a quick gain. It's not always how it works. You got to let some of these patterns, carry out what they're trying to do. So right now, SVG is in a little descending / accumulation. Right now, weak hands are selling. You're having some investors take profits. Like I said, everything that goes up must come down. So you can see how this currency was just below a penny back in early December, and then based off of some news, you can see like a huge spike in volume, which means people are coming in like, oh, SVG is great, rah, rah, rah. And next thing you know, it shoots up to about that 8 cent mark, retraces back down to 6 cent. And then people were like, all right, this thing is for real. So people that bought in under a penny, they're already at what, 600% gain. So next thing you know, you see people ride the wave. This thing got up to 30 cent per SVG token. And so people were like, oh, it's starting to get strained. Let's go ahead and start selling. And so that's the reason why you see this huge drop. And then you see people that missed the first boat were like, all right, well, now that we have hit a retracement zone, which means we can buy in. Remember, we're going to talk about retracement in my platform. So make sure that you subscribe and become a Patreon member. And people bought in and it shot up. I rode this wave like crazy. I'm talking about come up here. I saw that the bulls were starting to get strained up here. We couldn't carry this price a little bit higher based off of these wicks. Sell. Let it fall. Do not FOMO in. You can see that there was a little bit of spike to try to get back up there to test resistance, and the bulls were like, I'm tired. So the bears started to win. So I was like, well, let me sell. Sold all the way down. And then I caught right here another buy-in opportunity. So I lost a little bit of profit, but then it started to shoot back up. Trade a little sideways, shoot all the way back up. And then you just see how it just matches these little Fibonacci retracement zones and Elliott waves. I can get into the whole little A, B, C, D, E waves and, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s. Like, I'll save that for people that become our Patreon members. And this is like when you click in, it gives you more details. It lets you know the Satoshi level. So Satoshi is the fraction of Bitcoin that this is trading for. So you can see like at this time, a little bit less than what 350 Satoshi. That equated to 6 cent at the time. 6 cent against the USD. And that was when Bitcoin was on its little bull run up to 16,000. So a lot of these charts like to follow Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes up, some of these charts, people are like, all right, well, I can start investing in other platforms. And so they'll move money around, pump into these little altcoins and, make parabolic gains against Bitcoin. And since this is all Bitcoin backed, if Bitcoin goes up in value against the US dollar, then quite naturally your altcoins become more valuable against the US dollar because Bitcoin is at selling. There is a little interesting pattern that happens in cryptocurrency. When Bitcoin is doing really well and it's on its Super Bowl run, then you'll see a lot of people will start to, move their position back into Bitcoin so that they can ride the wave. So you'll see altcoins start to bleed. And it's okay. It's healthy for a market to correct. Like, don't think it's crashing. It's just correcting. Like, people are taking profits, they got other things that they want to do with the money or they want to invest in other cryptocurrencies. It's quite okay. So don't worry about it. So we're going to go on to the next slide. So the next slide is YouTube. So I keep talking about Verge and XVG. It's one of my golden children. It was one of the top performing cryptocurrencies in 2017, and it all hit in December. So it went up like 8,000%, 30,000%. Like, you can go back and you can look at all the excitement. And then Christmas time, you had some haters out there that went on YouTube, was like, oh, Verge is a scam. It was because they really wanted to get in there and buy it at a cheaper price. Like, you'll start to see that stuff. So don't buy the FUD. Like, if you do your research and understand the technology, you see in GitHub that the developers actually coding. When somebody sits there and say, oh, the developer left the team, he hasn't communicated in months, you should sell your coin, sell. You're like, oh, he's a liar. I'm going to keep my coins. So that's how that stuff works. Like, don't buy the FUD. Make sure you do your own research. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there. Use discernment, figure out what is quality, what is not. A little bit of trading terms out here. You hear me say FUD a lot. FUD means fear, uncertainty, and doubt. you hear me say FOMO, don't ever FOMO. Like, don't ever fear missing out. If you see something on the run, you know it's going to come back down and correct. So just be patient, have some strong hands. Don't sit there and buy in at an all-time high, because when you buy in at an all-time high and people start taking profit, you're left holding the bag, and you don't want to be a bag holder. There's a lot of professional bag holders out in here in crypto world that are holding a bunch of coins that they paid a premium for, and they're waiting to get out of that bag. Like, I never sell my coins at a loss. Like, if it's at a loss, then I just walk away from it for like a couple of weeks. I'll come back. If I need to, I'll leave different group channels just so that I don't get this whole FOMO and be like, oh my God, people are selling their coins. I just usually buy more. I do like a daily cost averaging to buy at the dips and ride the waves back up, so that it helps to curve some of those losses. And in those opportunities where it exceeds the all-time high, then you make a killer profit. So, these dips are your friend. We got a whole bunch of other stuff. You hear HODL, i.e. hold on for dear life. HODL means hold your coins. Like I just said, walk away for a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever. Because it's not worth it to sell at a loss. Based off of the history of all these charts, I always see that these coins always bounce back and go up unless they're absolute crap. And those absolute crap coins, there's a term for it. I won't say it, but, it's the vulgar word of poop coin. So you can get that gist. So HODL the good coins. If it has good technology, like Verge has good technology and privacy, Neo has good technology. It's considered the Chinese version of Ethereum. So, if those things dip, I'm just going to walk away for a little bit, come back later and, enjoy the ride up. These pump and dumps, you hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to join a pump group. Don't join the pump groups. You join the pump groups, yeah, you make a quick buck, but guess what? They're going to sell at the top. You're going to be like, oh, when is the top going to be? When is the top going to be? And then next thing you know, you just see this really long red candlestick of death. And you're like, oh my God, I just lost everything. And then you sell at a loss. It's not worth it. Invest in good cryptocurrencies. Don't ride these pump and dumps. If you do a pump and dump, do like $100. Like, don't do like 1,000, 2,000 and hope for a flip, because you might end up with 300, 200, and you're holding a huge bag until it comes back up. We talked about Satoshi, which is the smallest unit of Bitcoin available. Whales. So whales are traders with a lot of money. Think about whales out in the ocean. They're the biggest fish in the sea. So you have these guys that invest millions, sometimes billions of dollars, and they have the ability to influence the market. So like in January, you saw a lot of whales take profit, leave the market. That's when you saw Bitcoin go from 17,000 to 10,000. CNN and CNBC came on, oh, Bitcoin crashing, sell, sell, sell. Nah, don't sell. It's going to come back. Whales always come back. They're greedy. They're going to come back. So don't worry about it. Wallet, proof of stake, bullish. We went over bullish, bear. ICOs, we're going to talk about that inside of the premium channels. I like to talk more in depth about how to identify quality ICOs, because I've gone through 2 ICO accelerators, and most of them, give a statistic that 70% of ICOs fail, 30% succeed. So how can you identify that 30% that are going to succeed? You don't want to invest in something that's going to fail. ICOs can be very profitable, and they can also cost you a lot of money. So when I first came in, I invested in 2 ICOs because at this time, mobile mining was a very proprietary type of software. I was like, this group is ambitious. They can get this going, and they're going to make a killing. And they were offering coins at literally half a penny to, 3/4 of a penny. So it was a no-brainer. I invested $160 worth of Litecoin at the time. And as soon as my coins hit the market, it was already at a 6.5 to 7 cent per token. So I had 16,600 tokens. And so when I sold at the 6.5%, guess what? I had well over $1,300. So I pretty much 10x my investment. On the flip side, I also invested in this one coin called Paragon Coin. which was like a, legalized cannabis coin, because all that hype in California, Colorado, all this good jazz. I was like, this would be a good time to start investing in that industry. And then next thing you know, their ICO was offering it at $1.50, got all the way up to like $2.95. I stopped my investments into that ICO around $2. And as soon as it hit the market, it was 50 cents. So I was like, now I'm holding a big bag until you guys start putting some numbers on the board. So I have that on my my Ether wallet, and I'm gonna forget about that investment until that thing can at least return $2, and then I'm just gonna dump the heck out of it. We talked about TA in the previous slides with the candlesticks and the patterns. Fudsters are those people that are hating. You have your Warren Buffett's, that diamond guy from JP Morgan Chase. These guys like to spread FUD. It's interesting because they did like this FUD campaign back in September saying, oh, Bitcoin's a scam. Bitcoin dropped. Next thing you know, the biggest investor at that time was JP Morgan Chase. So don't let these guys screw you over. Stick to your guns, stick to technology, stick to your research. Mooning is not pulling your pants down and showing your butt. It means that a price is taking off. So when you think about mooning, we're going to the moon. We're on the rocket ship and it's going up. Think NASA, think SpaceX. So when you ride these waves, you know that you have to start letting some booster rockets go. Take profits on the way up. Take 10%, take 25%, take 30% on the way up. So when the price comes back down, you've secured your profits. It's not a profit until you secure the profit. So make sure you secure your profit in intervals. Forks, you'll hear about this a lot, like Bitcoin forks a lot, which means people will take Bitcoin, a snapshot of it, and basically they'll go off and make their own product. Bitcoin Cash is one, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Dark, Bitcoin Diamond. You get it. These things fork all the time. Don't buy into the hype. I typically sell on the news of a fork. If I hear fork is coming, you'll see the price pump. And as the price is pumping, I'm taking profit and moving it off into something else. So those are key terms while trading. So let's move on. We're going to talk about some storage options. So in the Binance tutorial, he taught you about how to set up your MFA token. Like if you want to leave your stuff on the exchange, this is like the least secure way of doing things, because that means your coins are always in the exchange. And if the exchange gets hacked, you can lose your Bitcoin. So that's when you hear in the news, oh, $400 million worth of Bitcoin was stolen based off of this hack on this exchange. North Korea, they like to fund their nuclear missile program through their cyber warfare. So they've hacked and stolen a lot of Bitcoin. That's how they're able to keep doing their little nuclear tests. So I like to prevent that, store my stuff offline. I use an offline wallet like Exodus. Exodus, has just been king for me. It doesn't hold every coin, but it holds enough of my major portfolio. And with this, I have it on a laptop that's hidden somewhere in this world, and I will not say where it's at, but this helps prevent me from getting into that whole weak hands mentality. Oh, Bitcoin crashed, China banned Bitcoin, rah, sell. Nope. I won't sell because I can't even get to the laptop. It's not even in my place of residence. The next one is hardware storage, such as Nano S Ledger, which is basically a USB drive with the UI installed and a wallet that can hold up to like 20 currencies that you're able to choose, but they have to be like Ethereum-based, like ERC tokens. So I like it, but everybody that knows me knows that I lose stuff pretty easily, and I will lose the heck out of a USB drive. You can get them for like $250. I don't recommend getting them off of Amazon. Go to the website, wait the month on the back order, and get you a legit one, because some of these sellers on Amazon, eBay, Craigslist, they sell like these hack versions of Nano S Ledger, which has a backdoor for them to steal your funds. So my favorite, honestly, is Exodus. Other people prefer Nano. Other people, keep their stuff on exchange. I mean, I keep 10% of my portfolio at all times on the exchange so that I can make quick flips. So if I see a coin that I'm interested in, I can immediately take an action on it without having to wait for it to transfer from my wallet to the exchange. So this is a graphic UI snapshot of Exodus, and you can see that on the left side, you have your portfolio, the amount that you have invested in there. You can see your wallet, which is pretty much, reflected down here, what you have stored on here. What I like about it, Exodus, it has a basic exchange. So you can exchange from the safety of your laptop, where it'll connect to an external exchange like GDAX or something, place your Bitcoin up, and make a purchase, like for EOS or Ethereum. Really love EOS. It's been performing really well lately, so need more of it. And then it also has like a backup option, which allows you to back up to the cloud in case your Exodus wallet crashes and you can't get into it. You'll use one of your key phrases in order to restore it. So yeah, I would look into Exodus. I really love it. So this concludes the presentation. I have a list of links to keep in touch with me. I have a Patreon account where I've set up various levels of membership. Based off of your level of membership will unlock access to different levels of information. I also have a supporters level where, you're not interested in getting deep or too technical with the stuff, but you still want to support me, help me continue this mission of bridging the wealth gap. So, $5 a month will help me keep this thing going, give me some motivation, upgrade my equipment, upgrade my video skills, also be able to reinvest into crypto so that I can come out with more content, so that I can be like, hey, I did this at this with this coin at this price, and this is how it's performed over 3 to 6 months, and pretty much just give you guys a proof of concept. I also have an Instagram account where I'll post various articles or different coins that are about to break out. Typically, I post to my Instagram and Twitter after I post to my Patreon. So my Patreon members always get first dibs, get their position in, and then, I start putting it out there on social media so everybody else can get involved. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'm really short on time, so I try to answer as many emails as possible, but we only have 24 hours in a day, and unfortunately time is not an altcoin that I can purchase more of, so bear with me. It takes time. I do have a full-time job and other side projects going on, but I'll get to your question as soon as possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation, and feel free to share this presentation with other people. Make sure you use my referral links. I spent time putting this stuff together, so it would be nice to actually, get a little bit of kickback for this information that I gave you. So also remember that when you sign up with your Coinbase, with my Coinbase referral link, you get $10 of free Bitcoin. So don't think that, it's going to just only benefit me. It benefits you as well. And then with the Binance referral, you also get access to a referral system as well. So if you want to sign up your family members, you get a little portion of that exchange fee that they pay when they exchange coins. It's no cost to you. Somebody's going to get it, is whether the exchange gets the full fee or, I get a little kickback from it. So, tipping is karma. So make sure I'll include my my links to, my addresses to various cryptocurrencies as well, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Verge, Litecoin. I set tips of all manners. So, bless those that tip in this world. You guys keep us going when we put out all of this free content. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure that you give me some feedback on it, and I will talk to you guys in Crypto Science 101, excuse me. Have a good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are. Blessings.